Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Sister Wives universe has never been short of drama, but the latest twist is sending shockwaves through fans and critics alike as news breaks of a shocking court order that has forced Kody Brown to pay Janelle and Christine a staggering $2.5 million, a financial blow that many are calling the most devastating hit to the patriarch's empire yet. And as the dust settles, the burning question on everyone's mind is simple: is this finally the end of the Kody Brown era upside-down face? Because for years, viewers have watched Kody juggle his relationships, finances, and faith, but this legal ruling strikes directly at the foundation of his power, unraveling the very image of control he tried to project, especially when it comes to the infamous Kody Pass property, business ventures, and his ongoing loyalty to Robyn, the so-called favorite wife, who has long been accused of being the last standing queen in a collapsing house of cards. And the timing could not be more brutal, because this comes on the heels of mounting fan speculation that TLC's Sister Wives may be facing cancellation after season 19, meaning Kody might no longer have the steady stream of income he once relied on to cover mounting expenses, child support, and lifestyle luxuries, and with Janelle and Christine walking away from their spiritual marriages only to be rewarded in court with such a large payout. The narrative of who really won in this family feud is shifting in ways that even Robyn cannot spin, because for years Kody has painted the ex-wives as bitter, resentful, or jealous, but now a judge has essentially confirmed what they have been saying all along: that financial inequities ran rampant and that Kody always acted rich, while others carried the burden of sacrifice, which is why this $2.5 million order isn't just about money. It's about vindication, about accountability, and about a long-overdue acknowledgement of the struggles Janelle and Christine endured while Kody pursued grandiose dreams of building mansions on Kody Pass that never came true. And as this legal bombshell drops, fans can't help but rewind to past episodes where Kody flaunted wealth, made questionable donations, and invested in projects that went nowhere, all while Christine complained about feeling like an outsider and Janelle stressed about finances, which now reads like foreshadowing to this moment when the law would intervene and force him to finally cough up money he claimed he never owed. And while some die-hard Kody defenders argue that the ruling is unfair, pointing to the complicated nature of plural marriage and shared resources, the majority of Sister Wives fans are rejoicing at what they see as karmic justice, because if anyone deserved restitution for years of sacrifice, it's Janelle, who often managed the family finances, and Christine, who spent decades raising children while feeling undervalued. And now both women stand taller than ever, not just emotionally free, but financially empowered in a way they never imagined, which raises a dangerous question for Kody's future. If he cannot meet this $2.5 million obligation without liquidating assets, will the dream of Kody Pass finally collapse into foreclosure or forced sale, ending once and for all the myth that the Browns would build a utopian polygamist retreat in Flagstaff? Because sources close to the family claim that the land has already been a source of unpaid taxes, legal disputes, and constant headaches, and this court order may be the nail in the coffin that makes the dream not just delayed, but completely dead, leaving Robyn isolated in a massive mortgage while Kody scrambles to reinvent himself, perhaps through another reality show, speaking tours, or even writing a tell-all book to generate fast cash. Yet even those desperate attempts may not be enough to cover the massive payout. And fans are already speculating about how this will reshape season 20 if the show even survives that long, because producers thrive on drama, and what could be more dramatic than Kody being legally forced to pay millions to women he once spiritually divorced, especially since the optics of him struggling while Christine flourishes with David Woolley and Janelle thrives in her detox lifestyle are just too perfect to ignore. And if TLC does move forward, this storyline will dominate, painting Kody not as the strong patriarch, but as the fallen figurehead, scrambling to hold onto dignity while his exes live their best lives. But perhaps the most fascinating element of this saga is the symbolism. Kody once believed he was building a kingdom where his wives and children would thrive under his leadership, yet here he is being dethroned by the very system he thought he could outsmart, ordered by a secular court to pay restitution that undermines everything he claimed about shared sacrifice, loyalty, and fairness. And it's poetic justice that Christine, the wife who walked away declaring she wanted to live life on her own terms, and Janelle, the pragmatic wife who always balanced the books, are the ones finally walking away with a victory that money can actually measure, because in their worlds, financial independence equals freedom, and freedom equals dignity, something they fought for while Kody chased control, and though some fans will ask whether Kody can appeal the ruling, legal experts suggest the odds are slim given the paper trail of financial entanglements, and even if he delays payment, the debt won't vanish, leaving him chained to obligations he may never escape, which is why so many are calling this the true endgame of Sister Wives, the patriarch reduced to a man paying penance, while his wives, once silenced and sidelined, rise as victors in the court of law, the court of public opinion, and the court of karmic balance. And so, as viewers absorb this news, they are left wondering what comes next. Is this the final unraveling of the Brown family legacy, or will Kody somehow twist this loss into another desperate bid for attention? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that Kody Brown will never go quietly. But this time the numbers don't lie, and $2.5 million is more than just money. It's a symbol that the era of unquestioned Kody dominance is over, and that, more than anything, feels like the shocking end fans have been waiting for upside-down face. As the fallout from the shocking $2.5 million court order against Kody Brown continues to reverberate, it's becoming clearer that this isn't just another headline in the long-running saga of Sister Wives, but a defining moment that has peeled back the curtain on years of hidden financial maneuvering, whispered betrayals, and the collapse of a family empire that once presented itself as a symbol of faith, unity, and alternative love. Because if you trace the history of the Browns back to their early Las Vegas days, when they built 4 side-by-side homes and portrayed themselves as a cohesive, thriving polygamist family, the cracks were already forming in the foundation, and now those cracks have exploded into a chasm with Kody facing financial ruin while Janelle and Christine find themselves finally on the winning side. Yet even this victory is bittersweet because for years both women endured sleepless nights worrying about unpaid bills, tax debts, and whether they would ever have financial stability after dedicating their prime years to a man who often prioritized image over reality. And while Christine has openly admitted that she left Kody because she felt unloved and undervalued, Janelle's reasoning was often more pragmatic. She could no longer tolerate the financial stress, the constant tension over money, and the fact that Kody seemed more interested in pouring funds into Robyn's mansion than ensuring the entire family was secure. And this court ruling has essentially validated every frustration she voiced on camera. But what makes this twist so gripping is that it's happening at a time when the Sister Wives brand itself is under scrutiny, with TLC executives rumored to be debating whether the show has outlived its usefulness now that 3 wives have left and fans have turned their sympathies almost entirely toward Christine, Janelle, and even Mary, who has also struck out on her own, leaving Kody and Robyn looking less like leaders of a family and more like a desperate couple clinging to a crumbling legacy. And if you follow the financial thread further, the math is brutal because $2.5 million is not a minor setback. It's a catastrophic hit for someone who has no stable career outside reality TV and sporadic side hustles. And while Kody has long spoken about investments and entrepreneurial ventures, few of them have materialized into lasting wealth, which leaves him in the precarious position of having to either sell off Coyote Pass, liquidate assets, or seek out entirely new sources of income, possibly even trying to leverage his notoriety into speaking engagements about polygamy or reality TV fame, though the irony is thick considering that much of his current downfall stems from his inability to manage the very lifestyle he used to promote. And while some loyal fans of the show might argue that Janelle and Christine didn't deserve this payout because they willingly entered into plural marriage, the counterargument is much stronger. They spent decades contributing to a shared household and building a financial base that Kody often controlled, and now, finally, the legal system has recognized their sacrifices and ordered restitution, which is why social media exploded with celebratory posts from fans who felt this was long overdue karma, and memes about Robyn crying over losing her porch swing fund are circulating everywhere. Yet beneath the humor lies a sobering truth. This ruling could fracture what little remains of the Brown family, because even if Kody wanted to rebuild bridges with his older children or ex-wives, money has now become a permanent wall between them, and the irony is that Christine, who is now happily married to David Woolley and embarking on new business ventures, may not even need the money, but it represents justice, while Janelle, who has been focusing on her detox programs, healthier lifestyle, and independence, will likely use her portion of the payout to finally secure the home and peace of mind she has always craved. And when fans compare their trajectories to Kody's current struggles, the symbolism could not be clearer. The women who walked away from him are thriving, while the man who tried to hold on to control is being dismantled by forces bigger than himself. And the more you analyze this, the more it looks like the end of the Brown legacy as we know it. Because while Robyn may still cling to the hope of building on Coyote Pass, this ruling almost guarantees that dream will never materialize, since liquidating or refinancing the property might be the only way Kody can cover such a large payout. And once the land is gone, so too is the symbolic vision he's clung to for years, and this makes for compelling reality television, but a devastating personal reality, one that paints Kody not as the confident patriarch he once styled himself as, but as a cautionary tale about ego, favoritism, and financial mismanagement. And though fans may rejoice at Christine and Janelle's triumph, it's impossible not to recognize the ripple effect this will have on the children, who will grow up knowing that their parents ended up battling not just over love and loyalty, but millions of dollars in court, forever reshaping the narrative of Sister Wives from a story about polygamist faith to a saga of betrayal, survival, and karmic reckoning. And as the speculation grows, many wonder whether Meri will also pursue legal action now that a precedent has been set, because if she can prove financial contributions to the family that were never returned or acknowledged, Kody may find himself facing yet another devastating payout, which could spiral into total bankruptcy, a downfall that would be both tragic and fitting for a man who once envisioned himself as a polygamist king presiding over a kingdom of wives and children, but who may end up remembered instead as a fallen reality star forced to pay for the very empire he destroyed. And as this reality sinks in, fans are left asking the biggest question of all: is this the end upside down face, the real end, the moment when the myth of Kody Brown finally collapses under the weight of truth, law, and justice? Because no amount of spin, no emotional confessionals, and no Robyn tears can undo the fact that a court has spoken. The money must be paid, and the balance of power has shifted forever in favor of the women who dared to walk away and claim their worth.